Well, hi everybody. I hope you're all doing well. So yeah, I didn't do one of these for a few days. Just you need to be in the mood, right? So anyway, back to look at some more Facebook shit. I had a different name for this, but I think I like this one better. Good morning, bitches. So what the fuck are we whining about today? And and I still think that for short, you call it the cunt report. I think it still works. So, yeah, I think we'll be calling it this. I don't really know how to make that your thumbnail or anything. I don't know how anything works. Right, so, well, let's fucking get on with it instead of that. Here we go, memories on Facebook. That's a pretty funny one. Barack, how did you say it? Barack Obama. Because no, Broccoli Obama? Oh, I can't remember what the fuck it was. Right. Michigan Governor Whitmer says a vaccine is needed. Filling stadiums with what? Idiots. Well, yeah. Anybody getting a vaccine, put them in a stadium so we know where they all are. I mean, that's just retarded, isn't it? More friggin' vaccine bullshit. New York ends religious exemptions for required. Well, I mean, you just can't get your vaccines, right? You've got to just say no. Everybody says no. What are they going to do? They can't do anything about it. They're going to put everybody in jail. You know, even in America, they haven't built enough jails for that. Right, what's happening? WA Labour. Fuck. Seriously, I don't know why government shit is coming up on my feed. Government, I mean, really? No thanks. What's she saying? Open up the border? She must be wanting her, human meat supply brought in or something. Yeah. Okay. Top CDC official will just get rid of all the whites in the United States who refuse vaccines. What? We'll just get rid of all the whites. Wow. Okay. I mean, how can you even say that? Obviously it's retarded, right? I mean, it's lunatic actually. She should get locked up in an asylum and injected with shit that she doesn't want. That's what they do when you're in there. I speak from experience. Polio outbreaks in Africa caused by the vaccine. Well, nobody's surprised. Is anybody surprised about that? Nobody's fucking surprised, angry, fucked off. Look, why has he got lipstick on? Why is he wearing lipstick? What the fuck? Does people know he's wearing lipstick? That's not his lips, is it? Surely. That's definitely lipstick. Alright, I need to light a smoke here. Hold on. Right. Okay, what the fuck's going on in China? Mysterious. Oh, it's all out of focus. It's not focusing properly, is it? Why is that all out of focus there? So, sorry about that. I don't know why it's doing that stupid fucking phone. Anyway, it says mysterious new coronavirus outbreak hits China. 108 million now back in that's a lot, isn't it? 108 million. I mean, who counts these people? Do you know how long it would take you to add up to 1 million? If you were just saying it out loud. I don't even know how long it is, but it's quite long, I'm sure. How did they count a fucking 108 million people? I just don't believe that, you know. Oh, this is bullshit because back here it's better there. Yeah. Okay, this must have been too near the screen or something. Surviving in music post. What? Post-COVID? I can't fucking. No. Are we post-COVID? I thought it was still going on. UN aid workers raped 60,000 in 10 years. That's just fucked into. God, string them up. You know, string them up by the ghoulies. Would someone please stop this man? Bill Gates? Yeah. Why isn't he hanging from a tree yet? Or whatever. Hanging's too good for that cunt anyway. They do other shit. Marked safe from whatever it is the media wants me to be afraid of today. Yep. Well, that's true enough. Support your local businesses are opening back up here. Yep. Oh, I don't know what they're doing about this social distancing bullshit. Or, you know, if they said, you need to wear a mask. I don't really know. Haven't really seen many people in masks. I think I said that the other day. Who's this? Somebody that, oh, that's fucking Barack Obama. You know, I think he's definitely a cross-dresser. That's probably the least of what he's been up to. Right, Tanzania kicks out WHO. Oh, I heard about this yesterday. How good is this? You know, it's not all doom and gloom. Look at this. Fucking good news. Tanzania kicks out WHO after goat and papaya. How does a papaya get that? Oh, I heard you can make something, some kind of, well, with the seeds. I can't remember what you do if you crush them. And then you drink it or something. Or you put the seeds in your smoothie and drink it and it, like, you get sort of high or something. I think I tried it, but I don't really know if it worked. Because when you just smoke weed all the time, you know, you don't fucking really know. It's hard to know what the hell's going on. Oh yeah, measuring up, good one. Measuring up, there's a reaper. The harvest is ripe, innit? That's what it says in the Bible. Angels gotta reap. People gotta sleep. Better fucking wake up. Right. Open for business, dentists. Lockdown nightmares. I mean, I can't really say it's been a nightmare here. To be honest, you know, I haven't even hardly, well, noticed any difference. I mean, except, well, it's been better in some ways because hardly any cars are on the road. So you can get everywhere faster. So I don't know who's staying inside or where the hell everybody is. Because, you know, there's still people walking around and, I mean, I don't really know what happened at the beach here. I mean, we've got, obviously, the whole coastline. It's just beaches, so it's quite easy to social distance. You can't feel like like Bondi or whatever, right, where you've got fucking 250 metres and 10,000 people. Or whatever, right? That'd be hard, but here, you know, the beaches are, yeah, right, all up the coast, so obviously you can easily be 6 feet from somebody else. Right. Is that what I was talking about? Oh, I don't know if I went off on a tangent now, I forget. A family of 4 built tiny house villa. Oh, that's cute, that. And I think I could live in one of them. You know? Fucking wee tiny thing where, I mean, mind you, I don't know, because you could just live in a caravan, right? Like, what's the difference really? Well, I mean, you know, your caravan moves, but then people live in them, don't they? I mean, I don't know. It's kind of like living in one room, isn't it? But you know, I guess the good thing is you wouldn't have much stuff, right? Because you wouldn't have anywhere to put it, you know. So, I mean, what could you have? 3 outfits. You know, 1 pair of shoes, maybe 2 if 1 you leave outside. You know, a couple of plates, pots, bit of cutlery. You know, I don't know, a bed, obviously you want a bed, right? I mean, how much fucking room would a bed take up in one of the wee things? Well, I guess it would be a bed, maybe you have to fold it up every day against a wall or something. But, you know, well, still, you know, that doesn't really mean you can have any more things, because you still need to put the bed down and you'd have to move all your shit out of the way. You know, so you probably still wouldn't be able to have that much stuff. And really, what else do you know, some photos and shit like that, right? Pretty much all you need. Plandemic movie website defaced by hacker claiming controversial doctor is batshit crazy. Fucking hell. What the fuck? Movie website defaced. Batshit crazy. Oh, that's fucking... I don't know, I shouldn't mean to make that angry. Fuck. Oh, mental health, yeah, fucking... You guys need mental health. Here we go again. Is that weird lights in the sky? Yep. I haven't seen any of that. Has anybody seen that? Oh. Well, it's all like one light moving. But that's like... Oh, that's a Stonehenge there, isn't it? Look. Oh, I can't show a video in case they are copyright. Fuck, forgot about that. Right, look how they twist the stories. Oh yeah, fucking bullshit. Poverty, poverty's everywhere though, isn't it? Basically. I mean, well, there's some poverty here in WA, you know. Not as bad as some places. Well, I mean, I guess it depends on the suburb, right? You've got poor suburbs, shit like that. But, you know, I think there's worse places like in Glasgow. And, you know, as a person who came from the East End, from a place called Craigend, big shout out to the Garthamlock crew. If anybody's listening, probably not. I think everybody unfriended me. Oh no, Lorraine McDonald. Big shout out to Lorraine. Stayed with me through thick and thin, and all the insanity. Now that she has the stomach of a concrete elephant, right? Poor people, yeah, well, they're everywhere. Anyway, yeah, Glasgow. Oh, like the last time I went back was when was that? 2014, I think. And you know, like half the frickin' town, the town, was charity shops, wasn't it? I mean, I don't know if it's still like that. So I was pretty shocked about that. And like Parkhead was a fucking dump, you know. Shelson was like really shitty. You know, some places were alright, like Carntine, still a nice little area. Denison wasn't that bad. Never really. No, the east, the west places in Glasgow, so I don't really know what they look like. But, you know, like where I grew up, Craigend, you know, I mean, it was just decrepit, right? But, you know, it was a great place to grow up. Fucking good memories, you know. Lots of, like, well, they would call them psychopaths, but, you know, there was lots of places to walk there where there wasn't any cars. Like, so it wasn't just like a road, or roads with pavement on each side. So there was, you know, there'd be areas where it was just like grass and it was paths and there wasn't any cars, and so you could cycle really safe, like as a kid. And then we were all out, right? We were all out playing when we were kids. So that's the 80s, you know, well, the 70s actually, to be honest. Because 1980 I was 12, so really, you know, I grew up there in the 70s, and before that we moved to Craigend. We lived in Garthamlock. I think so that's what am I fucking talking about? So that's where I grew up. And like you know, we were poor. Were we talking about that one? You know, by any standards. This was government housing that I lived in. You know, but it was fucking a nice house and all that, right? And better than where we lived in Garthamlock, because it was all damp or something. It was on the ground floor, you know. So yeah, yep. And so, you know, I know what it's like. So, and you know, it was poor then, so I know what it looked like. That's the point I'm trying to make, is that I know what it looked like then, like compared to what it looked like 6 years ago, you know. So I could see how it went downhill and all that pretty badly. You know, fucking a lot of drugs and shit. I mean, I don't give a shit about drugs. I think it's good, actually. But well, when you're, you know, if you're robbing people and all that for your drugs, that isn't any good. That's not good, really. You know, so if it's causing any crime against another person, you know, well, that's not any good. Yeah, no, I don't think there was so much drugs around when I was growing up. You know, I remember a funny story. So when I was with my boyfriend Patrick, so I met him in 2015 after I split from my husband, and I met him on the internet anyway. He ended up coming to Australia to live, and that's when I started smoking a lot of weed, like every day. Shit. Like every day. So you know, it was just like, it was really great, you know, we were in love and everything, and just getting high all the time. So, you know, I'd never really tried any drugs, right? I didn't know, right? As far as I knew, I had only ever had weed, right? Yeah, like, or hash or whatever, right? You know, something made, some cannabis basically, right? I'd never, as far as I was aware, I'd never had any other drugs of any kind whatsoever, right? So, you know, Patrick had tried everything, right? So was like, okay, well, I want to try everything, because it's, fucking why not, right? Let me try everything. Fucking bring it on. So I think one of the first things, we tried was some DMT. I mean, I might be mistaken, we might have had coke, but I think that was after. But I'm not 100% sure. I think we got some DMT. We were talking about getting mushrooms, and I don't know whatever happened. So yeah, I think that's we got DMT. So I was like, brilliant. I feel safe, and because it's sort of going to be trippy, right? Because I read all about it on people's testimonies and all that, and what their experience was with it, right? So, and I was like, right, so you're trying to gauge what to expect, right? So yeah, and then I wanted to make sure like nobody like really freaked out. Do you know what I mean? Like I didn't want to take a thing that would make me like freak out. So I'm very wary of that. Like we maybe magic mushrooms or something, or like an acid trip. Neither of which I haven't had either of those things yet. So, oh fuck me. Yeah. So, it was like, okay, well, we'll stick it in the fucking vaporizer thing. Sprinkle on, because it's a powder, right? If you haven't seen it, I don't know. And the DMT is the Australian, obviously it was Australian, from the acacia plant, right? Like they're everywhere here. That's the native. That's the. I was going to say it's the national flower, but I don't think it is. It should be the national plant emblem. So, yeah. So I think did Patrick take it first? Because yeah, I think he might have, we shared, because we filled up the vaporizer and then we just passed it to each other. So we did it at the same time, basically. But before we even because he took the first go of it, and obviously if you've ever smelt DMT, right, it's unforgettable, right? Well, I think it is. Well, anyway, as you'll find out if I ever finish this fucking story. So, it started to heat up when we turned the vaporizer on, and the smoke was coming out the little nozzle. And I was like, fuck, I know that smell, right? And Patrick, and there was our dealer was there, and then his pal was there as well, who brought us the DMT. So they're like, what? And like Patrick's like, what do you mean? And I said, I fucking know this smell. And he's like, what are you talking about? Because, I told him I'd only ever had cannabis before, right? So, obviously, if I'd ever had DMT, I would recognise the smell, so I wouldn't be, so, well, I would have told him anyway, I don't give a shit. So I was like, I know that smell. And he's like, well, what, how do you know this smell? So, when I was like 4, and it reminded me of the story, because when we lived in Balmlock, we were on the ground floor, and my bedroom was on the ground floor, and then when we moved to Craigend, my bedroom was on the second floor. So with this story, because we moved to Craigend, I think when I was like 5 or 6, right? And So I couldn't remember where that went, if this happened like before I was 6 or after. But obviously it happened before I was, before we moved to Craigend, because it was on the ground floor. And you'll understand why that's important in a minute. So when I was a little kid, so I got put to bed or whatever, right? Most nights my brother and I went to bed at the same time, I think, or maybe I just lay awake until he got put to bed, I don't know. I mean, a small place, you know. So this particular night I went to bed. Stephen was still up. And I got this horrible smell. The smell came through. The smell came through the window, right? Because the window was open. Well, it must have been open because that's where the smell was coming in. So I shouted out, like, to my mum and dad or whatever, or whoever it was. I mean, because I can't remember if it was around. It might have been around the time when Louise was in hospital. Sorry, my mum was in hospital having my sister Louise. So I'm 4.5 years older than Louise. So maybe it was just like Stephen and my dad that were there, and a relative or something. I can't remember who comes in and out of the room, to be honest. I really can't. I remember vaguely voices talking about it outside the room. I can't remember who. So I was shouting. So I shouted whatever I shouted, mum or dad or whoever the fuck it was. You know, there's a horrible smell in my room. And whoever it is came in. I have a feeling it was my dad. He says, oh, that's just the brick factory, right? The brick factory or the brickworks, something like that, right? I can't. One of those things he said. It's the brickworks or the brick factory. I was like, I don't know. I didn't know we were near a brick factory. I'd never smelt it before, you know. But you don't really think that much when you're fucking 4.5 or whatever, right? So I was like, oh, okay. And maybe I said shut the window. I don't know. Obviously, well, I don't think he did. I don't remember. So anyway, they went back out, shut the door, and I lay down again. And then next thing, my head started to like get really big. It felt like it was growing, right? And like so, you know, I feel like my body was the same size, but it was my head that was growing, and it was like taking up like the whole world. It felt like that's the best way I can describe it. So I guess like it must have been flat when I was looking down, but I can't remember. Maybe I saw it as a ball because, you know, I think part of your DMT experience will be what your perception is of the earth. That's what I've heard anyway. So I'm not sure if I saw it as flat. I would, you know, say, oh yeah, then, because no, I didn't know it was flat fucking 4 years ago, 5 years ago. You know, so. Or if I did know, I'd forgotten. So my head got really big, like just bigger and bigger, took up the whole earth. Then it was up in like a silvery place, and what it felt like was my head was on a silver charger, right? Because it was all like tinny, and it was I don't know, and it was dark, so it was grey. So yeah, it wasn't black. It was grey. That's the best way I can describe it. But I don't think it was a uniform grey. I don't know. But anyway, yep, I felt like I was in one of them platters, which is weird, you know, because I was only 4 that I'd even seen one of the platters to fucking imagine my head being in one of them. Or why I would imagine my head being in one of them. Like fucking John the Baptist. So, yeah, my head was in this dish, and there was like, well, obviously there was a dome, right? That's the fucking point, really, I'm trying to make, because, yeah, because I've heard people describe having DMTs. They say, "Oh, have you been domed yet?" So that's a pretty cool term. Yep. So, yeah, I felt a dome over. I felt a ceiling, I guess, right? But it was a dome because my head was in that a curved thing. And then, so it was just like, this is because I was just a little kid, and I was just like, I knew it wasn't a dream, right? Because I was awake. I had my eyes shut, right? And then I opened them, and then I still felt it. Well, no, I could sort of make it go away when I opened my eyes a little bit, but then when I shut them, it would come back. So that's how I knew I wasn't asleep. And then, like, I must have, yep. So that was just fine, you know. I guess the smell, I don't know how much they put into the room. And then there was, so I was just sitting there. Well, my head was just sitting there. I was kind of looking around. I don't think I said anything, because it was just like a sensation, right? So I was just like, in my wee brain, I was just like, what is this weird feeling? This feels weird or whatever, you know. And then there was a face, like, so I was facing frontwards, and then there was a face looking at me sideways, right? Facing me onto the side of my face, like, you know, like 2 inches from my face, you know, like really close. So, then I started screaming, right? And there's a bad man in my room, right? Because it felt really real. So then they came in, whoever it was, and they were like, "Oh, don't worry, it was just a dream." And I was like, oh, right, because, you know, and I was like, well, I was awake, so I don't know, you know. So they tell you it's a dream, and then you go, well, okay, it's just a dream. So if it's a dream, like, you can just fight things in your dreams, right? Because they're just dreams, you know. So you know, so I shut my eyes, went back to, you know, well, sleep, except it wasn't. I just shut my eyes. Then, you know, the guy was there again. I was still going through the process of the DMT was still running through me. And like this man was there. So, you know, I think it sort of reminds me, because I was a kid, what he looked like was, you know, Prince Charming, or whoever it is that in the fucking Shrek, in the Shrek movies. Oh, pardon me. You know, the short fucking guy, the king, or is he the prince or whatever? And then Shrek has to fight him and all that. So, and he's got a little grey beard and grey hair and all that. You know, but good looking, right? So it was like a good looking version. I can't remember if the Shrek one's good looking or not. So like it was a good looking, but it was a cartoon. I think it was like a cartoon face. Maybe because I was just a little kid, you know, and you know, just your brain makes it relatable or something. And you know, he was still like, so the feeling I got, the sensation was like he was glaring at me, right? So he was kind of angry, you know, and it was like he was saying, "What the fuck?" or you know, "What the fuck? Who is this? Who's this now?" Maybe that was the feeling, like, who is this now? Because maybe they'd done this to other kids. So, you know, so I think, so what I'm not sure is that the person there that I met was Jesus or Satan. I don't know, because I've heard like other people talk about that they had to fight Satan, So I don't know, you know, so I really don't know. Or maybe because I was only 4.5, I didn't need to, you don't need to fight Satan, right? I don't know. I guess because we're all sinful, right? Maybe you do. So, anyway, he was right up at my face again, and I was like, well, I can't remember the order I said this, but it was something along the lines of, I know this is just a dream, fuck off, and I'm no scared. I'm no scared of you. Which to be translated as I'm not scared of you. So that's what I shouted, right? And then I don't know what happened after that. So sorry, it's a long story for me to tell you that I don't know what happened after that. Because that's the last that I remember from any of the DMT. And I went on some other DMT trips as well. I didn't know either because they didn't just do it once. It happened again because I used to think it was a recurring dream, right? So that's why I know it happened more than once. And then maybe at some point as well, your body gives you another trip even without it. So the last time I think I had, you know, that recurring dream, I don't know, I was maybe like 10 or 10, maybe 11, I don't know. 12, something, I don't know, something like that. And I remember like thinking, oh, that's that dream I used to have as a kid. You know, the sensation of my head getting big and all that. So, anyway, that's the story of me finding out that my parents, or one of them, or both of them, or whoever was there that night, put DMT in through my bedroom window to induce a trip. So that's the trip I went on. And any time it happened was the same, and I don't, and obviously I wasn't frightened of the guy anymore, whoever he was. So I don't really even know what happened after that. I got the big head sensation thing, and then I have no memory of what happened after that, really. So anyway, fucking hell. Sorry about that. That's 37 minutes. That's probably really boring. I don't know if I'll post this. I'll need to listen to it and see. This is going to take about fucking 5 weeks to upload onto YouTube. That YouTube is a shocker. Alright, everybody, well, thanks for tuning in. And catch you next time.